I know you've probably heard the horrible stories of influencers with hundreds of thousands of followers not being able to monetize, and I think that happens so often. In this video, I'm gonna show you how we took a doctor with 120 something thousand followers who wasn't able to monetize his following, and even with a doctor's degree, like a specialized doctor's degree, wasn't able to monetize or make any significant amount of money. But how in 4 months, we completely reversed that. We created a converting offer, and now he's traveling the world with his newly refined offer, and now he can actually use his following to make a lot of money and help hundreds and thousands of people. So let's dive in and let me show you this video how we did it. Where are you currently living now? Because I know you're traveling the world, but where are you based and what do you do specifically?
I'm currently in Bali. I don't know for how long or where I'm going to be based in the future, but yes, I'm currently in Bali.
I'm trying to have you move to Spain, hopefully. And the first time we ever spoke was almost a year ago. When we first spoke, what was your situation like? I mean, well, before you even say what it was, what do you do as a coach?
I'm a doctor specialized in medical physiology and aging, and I'm also a nutrition coach and personal trainer. And before we started working together, I just had my independent medical practice. Any other regular physician would have his practice. I had my agenda of open consultation. People could book an appointment, and that's it. I was just being a regular doctor.
And you had a huge following as well, no, on Instagram.
Yes, I started social media maybe a couple of years before that. I didn't really know what I was looking with it. I just wanted for people to be able to connect with me and to see what I was doing. And the funny thing is that it kind of blew up. I grew more than I was expecting. So I was finding a lot of opportunities that I didn't know how to take advantage of. So I basically knew I have a really big public, a lot of people that want to work with me, and I'm completely lost. I have no idea what to do with all of this because I'm doing what any other physician or doctor that doesn't have social media is doing, and I'm not taking advantage of it. So I was really frustrated.
At what point did you feel that frustration? Because I remember when we spoke, I saw your Instagram. I was like, damn, this guy has a huge following. So like, I wonder, because I see this problem often, but at what point did you feel like, what am I doing? Like I have a lot of followers, people DM me all the time, people comment on my posts all the time. So at what point were you like, what's going on? Like, why am I not making more money? Like what?
Yeah, I was working independently for about 1 or 2 years, and I was stuck in the same place. Like, I've always wanted to start my own business, to have a life where I can basically be free to do what I want to do. I love working, but I wasn't finding any freedom. I was just earning the same since I graduated med school. I was living with my parents. I just couldn't find independence, stability. So I was just tired of that. I had no experience in creating a digital product, selling a course. I once tried to do something like that and I failed horribly. So I felt super stuck, and there was this point where I just said, I'm gonna be stuck my whole life if I don't do something different. I thought that I thought I needed to hire somebody else to work with me, to manage everything. But then one day I was having a conversation with a client of yours, and he basically asked me, why don't you learn how to do it? And like, I just had this idea, like, you know what, he's right. Like, I need some guidance. I need to learn because I'm just a doctor. So everything was new for me. I felt very intimidated by the fact of using different platforms, using Go High Level, using Slack, using different tools that I was not familiar with. So it was very intimidating for me. And at that point, I realized I need to learn. I don't want to, and I just can't because I didn't have the money. I just can't hire somebody to do something that I don't even know what I needed to be. So that's basically what brought me here.
A lot of frustration, a lot of I don't want to be stuck. And it's interesting because I see, like I said, I see this often with people who have large following, who have this gift of, I can generate a lot of attention. Like I remember, we'll get into that, but like, you get so many DMs, you get so many messages, you get so many people commenting, and I understand that frustration of like, I'm sitting on a pile of gold, and I think I told you that when we met. It's like, dude, you're sitting in so much gold right now. We need to do something about this. And you mentioned something very, very interesting, which is you didn't know what you didn't know. Like there's a whole world of skills, tools, software that you were like, what's all this stuff that I need to learn to exploit and make more money and help more people. But when we spoke in September, through the process of us talking, what were your thoughts on this process of like you stepping into something new?
I think from the first time we talked, I felt that you could give me what I was lacking, that you could give me the tools, the education, the direction I needed. But it was my first time like checking an offer like this. I didn't have enough money with me at the time. So that investment was very significant for me at the moment. It was more than I had. And I was also afraid of like not getting the value for my money, because at that point it seemed like, okay, so I'm gonna spend what at the time was 2 or 3 months of salary, like my whole money on this, and I'm not even sure what I'm gonna get because I didn't have anything. Like maybe sometimes you get a lot of clients that already have a structure behind and need to improve or work on different things, but I didn't have anything. I was just this doctor that loves health and giving people advice on how to live better, healthier life, who was being very successful on social media. But besides that, I didn't have any structure behind me, any program, any idea of how to do business with what I had. So that's all that was going through my mind at the time.
By the way, I didn't know that. I mean, I knew that the investment for you at the time was significant, but I didn't know it was like 3 salaries. And I genuinely didn't know that you were taking like this, like I had no idea that you were taking this full risk of like, holy shit, like what's going to happen if this doesn't work out. I didn't know that, which is, thank you for sharing, which is awesome.
I literally maxed out my credit card just to be able to work with you. It was a huge leap of faith. How do you say it?
Yeah, leap of faith.
Yes, huge. I remember I kind of talked with my girlfriend, but not too much. I didn't mention any details because I knew she would talk me out of it because it was an financially irresponsible decision to make. Like, it's easy now, like looking backwards, like we'll talk about it. It was a great investment I made, but at the time it was a very risky investment for me. So
yeah, I bet.
I couldn't like share it with anybody else because anybody would have like, what are you thinking?
Even though you were doubtful about sharing this with people around you, even like sharing this with your girlfriend because you were like scared of what they would say. I guess what made you say yes anyways?
When we talked, I think it was very clear that you could help me. You had the experience and you made me feel that you could help me with my specific situation, and you really went into those pains I had, and I needed you. I needed you. So it wasn't a hard decision in besides the money. Like it was very clear that what I was lacking, you could provide for me, that you could point me in the right direction. And what really made me take the choice or make that decision was that I really felt that you could help me build the system I needed. That was it.
I remember, yeah, because after you came on as a client, we took our time building the offer. We took the time building that foundation, which you didn't have, and that's a great story, bro. Like I didn't know a bunch of this, which is very cool. And I guess right now, after we've partnered for a couple of months, because you re-signed as well. And you kept being a part of the container. I guess right now, compared to last year, where are you now numbers wise, because that's what everyone cares. But I guess what was it like financially after you made that scary decision?
I think that I can easily say that this year I have 10 times, I don't know how to say it, 10x my income from last year at this point already.
Amazing.
And honestly, I know we still have a lot of work to do, but I found so much like stability that it's insane. I mean, I was earning maybe $1,000 a month. Some months I wouldn't earn not even, maybe like 500. Other months I would probably earn a couple with $1,000, but not much. And this year, like I can easily say that we've been hitting on average between 5 to 10K months regularly. Like we've had some months that have been incredible, but there's some other months where we've focused on improving the program and getting back to making it work. And I'm really confident that in the next months, we'll 10x that again. Like it's just the roadmap is just there, and I'm super confident that we'll do it. It's like super obvious at this point.
I'm super confident too. I tell you all the time, it's like, bro, we got it. I remember one thing specific. I remember when you opened the doors to your program and you were getting people to get to sales goals, etc. And I told you, share your wins, share your wins, share your wins. And there was one time specifically where you said, I was going to tell you I made 10K, but then I had more calls. And then what happened?
Yes, and I know. Like, I know that for so many people out there, like listening 5K, 10K doesn't seem like much for some people because we're used to these out of proportion things people talking on social media. But I had absolutely no background at this. None. Zero. Like we built this up from the ground. And at first, I'm gonna give a little bit of context. Like we spent it over a month just figuring out my offer. And I think we did it right. But like we had a lot of work to do on the background before I could have any result. And I remember that in January, I started doing my first sales call and they were horrible. I sucked at it. I felt super frustrated because I knew we had such a good offer. And at first, I couldn't get anybody to start on the program. I couldn't sell anything, but I always had immediate feedback from you. So you told me like, we need repetitions. You need to practice. I tend to overthink a lot. And you have always helped me like get over that overthinking and just start doing more, even if it's not perfect. And I think that those repetitions, we hit at that point where after a month of not being able to close a single client because that was totally new for me, I just started closing one after the other. That's when you told me it was so fast, like coming from nothing for the last couple of months, that in that week that we spoke, I was near to reaching my first 10K. But I was having so many sale after sale after sale, so many closed deals that I just said, I'm not gonna write to him because I hit those 10K, and I saw that in the next week I'm gonna hit 20K, like in my first like selling attempt of this program that we created. And in a couple of weeks, we hit that 20K month. That's more than I had done. That's like my whole income from last year. And with no experience, like after you helped me with my sales call, and I literally had to stop because I couldn't I couldn't manage more clients at the time. Eventually, we kept improving, and now we're doubling that, and it's been great.
Yeah, I remember that was a funny story, and I loved it. And like I said, and like you also know, there's so much now that we're gonna keep on building. And we're gonna keep using that momentum and those skills that you're building on top of each other. You're stacking skills over and over again, and you're building something that's incredible. And what I feel selfishly, more than the financials, which you crushed, one thing that really stuck to me was when we spoke in September. You might remember this. I was in Valencia for my birthday, and we talked about that, and you said something around like, I would love to travel, like I would love to like do that. You mentioned this at the beginning, like you wanted this freedom, and now it's like this guy's in Bali, and before this you were Abu Dhabi, and before this Barcelona.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Okay, so some context, I'm from Colombia, and I always earned in Colombian pesos, which is not a very stable currency.
Yeah.
So switching to earning dollars for me was life-changing. And in the last couple of months, like the choice to with my girlfriend, we decided like, let's take advantage of the time in life where we're both young, working remotely, and we can manage our time and let's travel. We went to Spain for a week. We couldn't meet there. We went to Abu Dhabi. Now we're in Bali. We'll be back in Spain next month and probably see each other.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
But what's amazing is that not only I have the income to support that, but I also have the flexibility to plan my days and manage my time however I want. I love working and like I need to put in the work to get the result, but I can manage it as it better suits my needs.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I was talking to you last week that I was concerned that during all this travel time, like I felt that I hadn't been as productive as I could have. But in the middle of all that travel, I just told you, hey, I closed two new clients last week between like different activities. Like I was in Abu Dhabi, I wasn't even calling clients, and somebody asked me about the program, and I closed the deal, and it felt amazing. And I haven't told you yet. I was going to tell you later, but I closed the deal yesterday, and it was awesome because I was here in Bali having a surf lesson, learning how to surf, coming back from the beach, taking a sales call and closing a new deal. Like, life is great right now. It's amazing.
That's amazing. I need to force you to share those wins more, bro. That's incredible. I'm so happy for you. And I'm genuinely extremely excited for what you're building, what we're going to keep building on. Because right now, I told you there's two things. One, enjoy the moment, enjoy the life that you've built because you've worked very hard to do it, but also be excited about the things that are coming because there's so much more that we're gonna keep working on. And I'm so proud of you. You're crushing it. You're in Bali surfing, signing clients after a surf lesson. Like that's just amazing. And I'm like low-key jealous. Like literally, that's awesome. So thank you for sharing that. And just to close this off, I always like to close this calls with one question is,
And I just gotta add something there, me, because I honestly feel that we haven't scaled further because of me. Because there's been a lot of things going on that you know about, a lot of changes in my life, moving from one city to another, now traveling. So there's been a lot of delay in my side. Like we could have scaled even more by now if I've had a little bit of more organization from my side, because I had a lot of things going on, you know.
Yeah.
So I was kind of braked a little. It slowed me down a little bit, but I'm sure that we'll scale way more in the following month.
oh, dude, there's no doubt in my mind that we're gonna keep crushing it, which is awesome. Thank you for sharing all of that. And just to close this off, if there's somebody else watching this right now and maybe they're unsure about taking the next step, like how you were in September, what would you tell them about, maybe taking the next step and investing in themselves and putting themselves in a position that they can win?
It's totally worth it. It's an investment that will generate way more revenue than what you are spending. It's totally worth it. And I feel that you are really connected every time we're speaking, that we're reviewing my business and my specific needs so that you can find or propose the alternative that better fits my need. And that this is not like an already done thing that you just hand the same thing to everybody. Like you really literally sit with me for a whole hour and help me copyright or help me build this landing page or help me create an automation in Go High Level that I didn't know how to even do. You help me reply my DM. So you really sit with me and make me feel that I'm not alone, which was very frustrating for me at first. Like I feel that I have a team now, if it makes sense. So 100% worth it, and you will get the results out of it. Like it's totally worth it.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. This was an amazing testimony from you, from shit I didn't know, which is so cool. Always awesome to hear your thoughts. We're gonna be working in a lot of cool stuff in the future, and obviously now that you're at least situated for at least 1 month in Bali, but we're gonna meet in Spain. We're gonna probably do some deep work sessions as well, and I'm super excited to what the future holds for you, man. And we're gonna keep crushing it. But thank you for your time, and we're gonna keep working together, brother.
Thank you.